Connor Shaw. Who?
Do you want that as your lock of the week?
Dylan Gabriel's not the guy. He's a 5'10", 5'11" left-handed quarterback. The odds are stacked against him. All right, dog. Can you believe it? We have 30,000 views. We're 30,000 views under the YouTube C. You know, we finally reached a significant milestone. Plus, we have our 100th episode on the horizon. But
episode what?
Our 100th edition.
Thank you.
As J-Dog.
It's not Star Wars.
We have our 100th edition on the way. Just a few weeks, but I say a few weeks, but yeah,
a couple months.
But 30,000 views. How exciting, right?
30,000 viewers can't be wrong, and we got more on the way. And this is a little bit of a respite because you've got WNBA, you've got Major League Baseball, and you've got MLS. But very soon, very, very soon, NFL will be back.
Yes, we're going to be highlighting the NFL season as it gets ready. We're actually going to talk a NFL game this edition of the Playback. Very surprising. I know the Playback.
You okay?
Bet This. Sorry, J-Dog and I were discussing the Playback before we got on Bet This.
It's funny because Siege also, you know this, we've got another show on the way coming, and you're going to be teasing it. And there's going to be video vignettes very soon as well.
Yes.
We got a lot of creative stuff going on for the new fantasy football show that you're going to be headlining.
Yeah, I'm trying to get together my
podcast network.
I want to get together my top 100 players. Plus, last year you and I did I tried to come up with a cool way to give players you should draft, players that might be sleepers, and then players to stay away. Our red light, yellow light, green light.
Yep.
We kind of did, and I think I'm going to do that again for fantasy football. So. Bet heads, stick around because we're going to have more football discussions in the foreseeable future. And we'll talk football today, plus college football insider next week from one of our messy bet heads that we have here on Bet This. So, J-Dog, do you want to start off with football since we're kind of talking about it? You know, training camp's underway. There's other things we can discuss today that will break down, the trade deadline in the MLB, how that looks. We'll discuss the MLB slate.
We might as well stay on football right now because, as you mentioned, Thursday next week is the first NFL game. It's a preseason game. It's the Hall of Fame game in Cant, Ohio, the Carolina Panthers and the Arizona Cardinals.
Yes.
People are like, who cares? Well, it's football for one.
Yes.
Even on Thursday Night Football, when it's like the Titans and the Jags, people are still wagering on it. That's what gives us life, essentially. Hence, Bet This.
Yes.
Also, it's a big deal because Luke Kuechly is getting inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And Luke Kuechly, to me, was one of those players that, had he not gotten injured, would be in that Aaron Donald category of like all-time all-timers.
The highlights of him calling out the offensive play on defense.
Yeah.
It would, like, if it was one time, that'd be funny or cool.
But when he's on it every single time,
and you watch the
football mind that he
right,
has.
you watch the behind the scenes when he is like just watching film non-stop.
Yeah.
Like the lights are out, everyone in the facility's gone, and Luke Kuechly's still just sitting there watching film. Truly a Hall of Fame caliber type of player, like in growing up, maybe you'll understand this a little bit better, but last year, who was it? Sterling Sharp was inducted into the Hall of Fame.
And it took a long time for Sterling Sharp to get in. Remember, when I started watching football, Favre to Sharp was the...
I know, I bring that up because when I was growing up, my dad always used to tell me that Sterling was much better than his brother and that had he not gotten hurt, he would have been one of the most incredible players ever. And reminds me a lot of Luke Kuechly. Luke Kuechly didn't have crazy significant injuries, but he kind of got out of the league before those injuries took over.
You're seeing that now in today's NFL where you think you've got these 28, 29-year-old kids that are going to be there forever, and they're not. Aaron Donald, to the example,
Andrew Luck is the
Luck got hurt all the time.
Right, but
the Colts, remember what their philosophy was. They were, you would see it as plain as day. Draft offensive lineman to protect him. No, we're going to go and draft a wide receiver. That's no. The next year. No, we're going to get a wide receiver. What are you doing?
Yeah. But it sucks when you see a good player like that go down.
I'm glad he's going to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, for sure.
But also, the Panthers are one of those teams, what could have been.
Yeah.
That Super Bowl loss, we didn't know this. When they lost Super Bowl 50 to the Denver Broncos, that was essentially the end of them.
Oh, for sure.
Because Cam Newton was really never the same.
McCaffrey's gone. Think about the players on that team. McCaffrey's gone. Luke Kuechly's gone. Cam Newton's gone. Like, and of course,
we didn't know that this could be, we thought, okay, the Panthers may take a year or two off and then be right back in the mix. It never happened.
They went 15-1 that season.
Yeah.
15-1.
15-1
is crazy.
Wouldn't that have been something if they had pulled the Patriots of 2007?
Just ran the table, kind of.
Got to the Super Bowl.
And then lost.
And then what's worse, going 15-1 and crapping out in the Super Bowl or going 16-0?
No, crapping out in the Super Bowl when you're 16-0 is
okay.
Devastating.
Yeah.
Patriots fans only have played the Giants like a handful of times since I've been alive.
Yeah.
And still almost every Patriot fan I know hates the Giants just because of that moment.
It's funny because when we've
talked... Philly, like, not to cut you off, Philly also beat New England in the Super Bowl, and there's disdain to Philly, but not like there is with New York.
There's disdain to Philly for a lot of reasons.
Yeah,
anyway, if we talked about this many Bet This editions ago, you do know New England's first team was the New York Giants, right? Because the Patriots didn't exist back in the 40s and the 50s.
Yes.
And the 60s as well, because the AFL was the competition to the NFL. It wasn't until the merger after 1970 is when the Patriots essentially became New England's team.
Yes.
So, yeah.
So, quick update on the NFL, and we'll do a larger dive in with a futures edition later on.
That's going to be coming, but right now we're just going to let you know that we're going to talk about the NFL Pro Football Hall of Fame, the Hall of Fame game itself in Canton.
So the Hall of Fame game, August 6th, it's this Thursday at 8 p.m. The spread is the Panthers opening up at 1.5 point favorites. That's -108. The over-under total is 36.5.
Okay.
Both -110. And then the money line leaning towards the Panthers at -125. Cardinals are +105. Now, preseason, anything can happen.
I think it's going to be a long season for the Arizona Cardinals.
Yep.
You're going to see it, though, I think, in the preseason, that it's going to be a long season in the desert.
Yeah, so I'm the only thing I'm really excited for is maybe Carson Beck, if he gets into that game. Maybe
he would be.
Maybe Jeremiah Love, see him. But again, touted prospect, maybe he doesn't play a ton in this game if he's going to be like a starter and stuff. But also they have James Conner and a full running back room in Arizona. So maybe we will see some of those exciting rookies in Arizona get some time to shine on Thursday, despite them being the underdog. I did want to bring this up, though. I found a parlay, 2 parlays. So whoever you're kind of leaning towards in the Thursday Hall of Fame game, the Panthers or the Cardinals, you can parlay their regular season win amount. Now, we're not going to, like I said, we're not going to do a full-on futures here. But if you think the Panthers are going to win, you can parlay that with the Panthers to win 9 regular season games this year and make $10 turn into $50 at +404. I kind of like those odds for this Thursday. But again, it's tough because preseason is so up and down. You never know. It's not the starters versus the starters.
No.
It's random players you don't know versus random players you don't know.
Here's the thing about that. We know this. Essentially, these preseason games are good talent evaluators because these bench players, at some point, the injuries happen, because injuries happen in the NFL all the time.
Especially now with starters not playing in the preseason, especially.
And an added game coming soon to a stadium near you. That added game puts more weight, more pressure, and more added stress on the players that are currently playing, right? So that means they're not going to play, or they get injured, next man up. So it's a talent evaluator, essentially, of who's who down the line.
Yeah. So the other side of the bet there, the Cardinals, if you feel like they're going to be able to win this Thursday game, you can also parlay that with them to win 6 regular season wins. That's +658, and you can turn $10 into $75. I wanted to just ask you about this, J-Dog, while we have just a minute. What are your thoughts on the Hall of Fame game? Because going back to 2016, a lot of these games are just and I feel like they choose some of the worst teams to open the season.
It's football. It doesn't matter. It's football.
Like if you look back last year, Jets, Browns.
Yeah.
Year before, Raiders, Jags. Year before that, Steelers, Cowboys.
Well, there's always players from those teams that are going to be getting inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So that's one of those. That's what it is, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah. It's football. It's going to get wagered on no matter what.
All right. I can agree with that.
Titans, Jags on a Thursday night.
I just feel like, would you be more excited if it was like Seattle, New England, the Super Bowl?
That's going to open up anyway when the season begins.
Right. Or maybe we don't do that, or maybe we do I don't know, Chiefs, like Bills, like a big matchup like that in preseason.
My interest, regardless, is going to be no.
Okay.
I don't. It's preseason.
Okay.
Let's just.
Okay. So, J-Dog, we will keep the football talk going for just another minute here. We're going to discuss college football and just give a quick preview on the state before we get into a deep dive later on next week. The futures for college football as it stands right now, again, the season starts August 22nd. Ohio State is the favorite. I just wanted to bring it up because I know that the Ohio State is your go-to school to root for. So they're plus 600. Notre Dame right behind them at plus 650.
The only two teams that have corporate sponsor patches now are Notre Dame and the Ohio State University.
Oregon plus 750. Texas plus 750. Indiana plus 800. Georgia plus 850, sadly. Far down on the list. And then after that, we get into the 4-digit numbers. And then, again, just really looking forward. Navy opening the season against Townsend. Georgia opening up against Tennessee State. And Ohio State against Ball State. And that's going to be Saturday, September 5th. All right, Dog. Time to discuss the WNBA.
All-Star game is all said and done in Chicago. They had a record crowd. They actually, did you see they drew better in terms of attendance this year than they did at the Intuit Dome for the NBA All-Star game?
Really?
Yeah, and again, the Wintrust Arena is not a massive arena.
Right.
So
it's
the
still,
fact that it's still
that's still impressive.
The Intuit Dome.
And it shows.
Are you into it?
It shows the
growth.
Yeah, not only the growth, but the lack of innovation in the NBA. Yeah. Like, I feel like they're just not trying, or they're stale. Like, again, and
they did. They've tried. The current format of the NBA All-Star game the last 2 years, garbage. Get it out.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Get it out.
That's what I'm saying. And I also hate having this, like, and I know that they haven't necessarily done this recently, or maybe they did last year. I can't remember, but I hate the, like, Team Durant versus Team James. Like,
I didn't mind that. I was okay with that. I was okay with that. At least it was LeBron versus Kevin Durant.
I want it to be fans vote for the teams. Like, I want it to be like it was in the early 2000s. It's like, go to our website, vote for your favorite player. You get 3 votes a day.
The problem with that is they weren't drawing. It wasn't.
I just feel like
it's not like it was with Major League Baseball, where they insist on that participation. It wasn't, and then they try to do a social media thing. It just didn't. The NBA is slinging the mud to see what sticks on the wall,
right?
And the problem was it wasn't. It just the NBA in terms of the cachet, the way baseball, and the way this is how I see it too. The only way you get that is baseball. It just doesn't work with the NBA.
Yeah, but
it doesn't work with the NHL.
Look at the WNBA and the way that they've been able to grow.
Need it. Well,
they're growing.
They're growing. They need it more than the NBA does.
I'm just saying, I feel like they went back to a more traditional all-star game format, which we just agreed last year, the year before, the NBA, it sucked.
Yeah, like they need to do They need to do North America versus the world and just play a game. Yeah. They need to have Nikola Jokic.
That's what I'm saying. And
they need to have Luka Doncic to take on LeBron, to take on Durant. Yes,
I'm down with that. I love that, and that also, I think, if you look at like the NHL and the 4 Nation face-off, maybe that can be tweaked too. But that's similar to North America versus the world. Like, people like that.
Yes. Well, that was to get ready for the Olympics.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
Yes, I understand.
They replaced the All-Star break.
Game, and again, I want All-Star games.
Right.
That's, okay.
I'm not saying that they should replace the All-Star game with that, but I like the idea of that. Like, if the NHL did a North America versus the world or something, you know what I mean?
They did. No, that's where it started.
Right.
1998 in Vancouver in the 1998 NHL All-Star game.
I'm saying, like, they could
North
go back
America
to that
versus the world.
Right. They should go back to that format as well.
That kind of, again, that petered out in like 2003, I believe, 04. So,
I mean, I feel like, I know you're not a fan of it, the 4 Nation face-off. I'm
okay with the 4 Nations face-off as long as you don't take an All-Star game out. That's all. Because, again...
So would you be okay with like a 4 Nation face-off, like if it played sort of like a Commissioner's Cup kind of thing? It would be hard to do that.
That's the problem. It would be hard to do. The in-season tournament and the like is just... And the NBA in-season tournament is terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible.
Well,
don't do that either.
Well, with the extension of the NHL season, they went from 82 to 84
games.
So, which isn't crazy. It's just 2 extra games.
Yeah.
But could we see something where there's,
we could
in the future, like 2 breaks in the season?
Yeah, here's the problem with that. Do you know what that means, right?
What?
That means we're going to be playing the Stanley Cup final after the 4th of July. And that's immoral. Again, hockey is immoral. It's wrong.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
That's why these Florida teams keep winning. It's because the season keeps getting pushed back. So it
gives them a little bit of an advantage right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Do a 4 nations face-off. Just don't do it at the expense of uprooting an All-Star game because, again, a lot of economy goes with the All-Star game.
Yeah, of
because
course.
The legends are going to be there. There's exhibitions for the kids and the older.
Just think about the community and the shops in that
Correct.
area that the revenue that it brings in.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Like WrestleMania whenever they go to a city.
We understand it because being here from New Hampshire, like our revenue is based off tourism. Everything that the state makes is
New Hampshire is a tourist state. It's the tourism economy. When NASCAR, when they're going to have their race here in New Hampshire in the next few weeks, they insist on tourism from all walks of life coming into the tiny hamlet of New Hampshire.
Specifically,
I'm writing a poem right now.
The whole summer season, but that we do it with NASCAR. That's the only real professional sport we have here that comes
for New Hampshire,
right? For New Hampshire,
other than the Fisher Cats,
right?
Again,
which is minor league
baseball,
right?
And I'm writing a poem here. It's like Frost, Hickory Dickory Dock.
But the WNBA, I like the way that they did the All-Star game. I like the traditionalism of
Chicago,
it, and very exciting that they were able to pass the NBA's.
For the attendance, not the ratings.
Right. But, and again, I also, so we'll go through, do you want to do the picks for the games now? Or do you want
because one of them is going to be
I didn't know if you wanted to save it for the Lightning or we could do it now.
Okay, let's do it now because one of them is going to be a lock of the week, by the way.
Okay, I actually have a lock of the week as well.
Okay.
But before we get into the WNBA games for this weekend slate, I did want to just show you, so I printed out the... Betheads, if you're watching on YouTube, you can see my notes. I print out notes every week.
And if you're on the radio and the podcast, you can't, but you can picture it in your mind.
Yeah, so on my notes, I have the schedule of the WNBA games this weekend and the beginning of the week. We usually like to look a little ahead.
You like to do that.
Just because
I hate Mondays, and I do.
Our edition of Bet This is on Saturdays, so we want to. You're not gonna hear from us until next Saturday. So I like to give a little preview of the beginning of the week. And looking at this, J-Dog.
We'll let them deal with that.
This is the biggest problem with the WNBA still. And the
commissioner? What did you just say?
The amount of different broadcasts.
That's fine. People know.
Just for this week. Well, we're talking attendance for the All-Star game and the WNBA, like how the ratings didn't beat the NBA, but the attendance did. Well, the ratings, I think, have a big problem because you got 18 different broadcasts.
Remember,
you know what I mean? Like
you have all these broadcasters. You also have to remember, though, with those broadcasters comes what?
A paycheck.
Revenue.
I guess, revenue. Yeah.
It's like with the NBA. The NBA is on a different channel every night, right?
Yeah, but it's not as diverse. It
can't be.
It's limited more.
It can't be.
I just feel like the WNBA, it's good for them to reach out and get this many networks, but they need to, I don't know.
The only way Ion stays afloat is essentially the WNBA and the Law and Order SVU reruns.
See, but like they're on USA.
Correct, USA Network. Well, Monk hasn't been on USA Network since 2009, so they need something.
NBC, they're on Disney, they're on ESPN, ABC. See, Disney, ESPN, and ABC is
Disney Plus.
Yeah, and they're all owned by the Disney company.
So the mouse essentially owns it. Yeah,
that makes sense, and that's why, like, when the NBA's on ESPN and things like that, that makes sense to me because you can go from ESPN to ABC to Disney Plus because they're all one parenthood company.
The problem was, as you know, the committee wasn't going to allow that. It had to be that. It couldn't be on other. That, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. As I said, look, they can't.
I just think that's what's hurting their ratings.
Too stretched out, you think?
Yeah, is that. So let's do some picks, dog. We'll do the rankings in just a short moment.
Okay.
But before we get to the rankings, let's do picks. So earlier today, before Bet This, Las Vegas Aces taking on Chicago. You can catch that right now. Probably still going on. And then after Bet This, you'll be able to catch the New York Liberty taking on the Phoenix Mercury.
Yes.
Who you got in this?
I've got the New York Liberty. And my lock of the week, here we go. Ready? Brianna Stewart, 20 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. 20, 10, 5.
That's your parlay?
That's my lock of the week. No, my lock of the week will be Stewie. My parlay is going to be baseball, but my lock of the week will be...
You're doing Stewie, 20 points?
Yep.
All right. We'll do Stewie for J-Dog's lock. My lock, I'm just taking the liberty to beat Phoenix. I was looking at it earlier. I think they're I think the Liberty is -1. Let me look here. -135 to beat Phoenix. Now, I will say, we're going to get to the power rankings in a minute. Your power rankings have made me second guess my lock of the week a little, just because I was really high on the Liberty and they've been...
Well, it's post All-Star break. It happens.
Slowly sliding down a little. But yeah, my lock of the week, I'm going to take the Liberty over Phoenix as my lock. That's your Saturday matchups. Let's go Sunday real quick. Fever at the Lynx.
We'll take the Lynx.
That's going to be a good one. Yeah. That's 1 o'clock on Sunday. The Sparks at the Fire.
With Sparks comes fire, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to take the Fire.
Okay, I'd take the Sparks in that one, but J-Dog's taking the Fire. The Suns at the Wings.
The Sun, not the Suns.
Or the Sun at the Wings, excuse me.
The artists soon to be the Houston Comets, right?
Yes.
I'll take the Dallas Wings.
That's
going to be a fantastic rivalry, Houston-Dallas.
Toronto at Golden State.
I will take the Valks.
The Valks, heard. And then Monday, I'm just going to breeze through these. We've got the Aces at the Dream, Seattle at New York. You've got Phoenix at Chicago. And then Tuesday, one matchup, you got the Tempo at the Valks for WNBA. All right, dog. We are going to get ready for the power rankings here in a few moments, but I wanted to discuss the MLB and where it sits with you. The trade deadline's coming up. Any thoughts on that? Any big pieces you are expecting to move?
Scooble for sure. You know where I don't want Scooble to go?
The Dodgers.
Correct.
Yeah.
You know where I don't want him to go?
Where?
New York.
Yeah.
Well, I don't mean the Mets because, well, the Mets aren't going to be acquiring anybody.
They're selling.
They're selling.
Yeah.
So is there a chance, and I've said this, is there a chance, Siege, that I don't see Luis Arise when the Giants come to Fenway at the end of August? I think there's an incredible chance.
Maybe. I don't know. He's such a valuable piece. It's hard to let him go.
Okay. But when I go to New York in 2 weeks, do I see Francisco Lindor?
That I don't know. I feel like his
salary's movable now.
I feel like he's definitely going to be.
There are 2 players' salaries who you wouldn't think are movable now. You know what they are?
Who?
Francisco Lindor and Bryce Harper. Those salaries are movable now.
Yeah, but Harper's not leaving.
Harper's not leaving, but I found out that his salary is movable. He is, I think, the 34. Let's see. He was the highest paid player in Major League Baseball when he signed that contract with the Phillies. Mm-hmm. I think he's like the 34th highest paid now.
Yeah. I mean, that happens in sports.
The average annual value that he has pales in comparison to what's going on now with these players.
See, but would a salary cap make it so his value wouldn't go down, right? Like, wouldn't...
It depends. I mean, because, quarterbacks are now making $60 million. That's the barometer. So when I see the media lash out at these linebackers and these other players, you're making $40 million is not the threshold anymore. $60 million is. Mm-hmm. Linebackers aren't making $60 million, and they won't. Only quarterbacks are going to make that. So that basically means that sluggers are going to make more than pitchers, it looks like. Juan Soto, right?
Yeah.
I can guarantee you this. If Soto isn't hurt, I will be seeing him in New York. They're not moving that contract.
Him and Lubob. Lubob, I don't think is going to be leaving. I think Luis Robert is...
I think he's available.
You think so?
I think he's... yeah. Okay. If Lindor is available and that contract is movable...
You think Lubob is too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is funny because wasn't he supposed to do better with the Mets than the team he recently played for?
It's funny he left. He left and the White Sox just took off.
Yeah,
which is crazy. So
why can't they They don't want a guy like that. They've got Murakami.
So real quick.
Yep.
Trade deadline is going on, and
I think Scooble will be moved.
Yeah.
I just hope it's not to New York. Hope it's not to L.A. Another player I think is going to get moved. And this one I've actually pictured this in my mind. Mm-hmm. Is that Volpe?
The Yankees fans want him gone.
They want him gone, and I think he is going to be gone.
They want him gone so bad.
Yeah,
I just don't know who would take him. Is the thing is because he's got so much negative connotation with it. Like
I think he's still young, so that helps.
Mm-hmm.
And with him being young, that's going to happen at times. So I think he gets traded. for a superstar, by the way, like straight up. Superstar for budding superstar in Volpe. I think it's going to happen.
Do you think like someone from the A's could be moved, or someone like from a team like that, or maybe like
the Padres, maybe? Although the Padres could be, I think the Padres, now that they're back in, it's like the Diamondbacks of the Padres are back in it.
What about like, where do you think Zach Neto is going to go? I feel like he's definitely gone from. I feel like the Angels are selling. It's like, where do you?
Of course, they already have. They already sold players to the.
So
they've already sold players to a division rival.
Where do you think
the Texas Rangers?
Where do you think Zach Neto goes? And do you think Mike Trout gets moved?
No, Trout stays another year.
That's so sad.
He'll be 35 this month of August.
That's
by the
so
way,
sad.
I agree.
He should just DH somewhere else.
All right. Wife loves the community, and I can't fault her for
that.
Yeah,
I mean, I've been out there. It's amazing out there. I love it. But
you know what's even better? Winning.
Yeah, exactly. Real quick, some baseball bets before we do our selections later and get to the power rankings. J-Dog.
Yeah.
There's 2 bets on DraftKings right now, which is what we kind of use. Race to 40 regular season home runs. Currently, odds are minus 205 for Jordan to win that one. Mm-hmm. Schwarber's behind him at plus 218, and then it drops off. Ben Rice plus 1,300. Hunter Goodman plus 3,000 after that. Do you think Jordan is the first to reach 40 this season?
Yes.
Okay, so here's another bet that I saw. Does Jordan Alvarez win the Triple Crown this year?
It's very possible. It's very possible because the Astros are back in it. I thought they were going to be sellers. I think they're going to be buyers at the deadline.
Right now, Jordan is minus 160 if you want to bet on him to win the Triple Crown.
We haven't seen a Triple Crown winner for hitting
since
2012 with Miguel Cabrera. So
he batted .330 that season with 44 home runs and 139 RBIs. And the last person before that was Carl Yastrzemski in 67. So
pitcher Triple Crowns happen all the time.
Just crazy. Keep your eye out for Jordan throughout the season.
I had never seen it. Took me 29 years of my life, Siege, to see a Triple Crown winner. 29 years, 2012, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, when that happened, and there was talks in spring training, could Cabrera do it? And sure enough, he was the man.
So we'll have to stick around, but minus 160, I like those odds. All right, Dog, lay on the power rankings for us. We don't have a ton of time left. Let's go through MLB first and then just go from there.
At number 10, the Boston Red Sox.
Woo! Love it.
At number 9, the Chicago White Sox. At number 8, the Arizona Diamondbacks, who've been taking on my Cleveland Guardians over the weekend. The first team I ever saw for interleague play was those Diamondbacks, those Snakes, when I was stuck in Cleveland 2 years ago, 2024. You remember that, right?
Mm-hmm.
At number 7, the Chicago Cubs. At number 6, the Philadelphia Phillies. At number 5, the New York Yankees. At number 4, the Atlanta Braves. At number 3, the Tampa Bay Rays. At number 2, the Milwaukee Brewers. And at number 1, the team the Boston Red Sox face in a rematch of the 1916 and 2018 World Series, the Los Angeles Dodgers, the reigning champs.
So angry. So just hates the Dodgers.
We want to do MLS or WNBA?
Do whichever. Doesn't matter.
We'll do WNBA.
Perfect.
At number 10, the Phoenix Mercury. They're back in it. At number 9, the Portland Fire. At number 8, the New York Liberty. At number 7, the Washington Mystics. Big rumor that Kelsey Plum Arsenal is going to be traded to the Mystics.
Oh, cool.
I might be going to Washington, D.C. in October.
Hey, you'll have to get some video for the bedheads.
Absolutely. At number 6, the Atlanta Dream. At number 5, the Indiana Fever. Once again, Dream, Fever, Fever, Dream. I just want to wake up. At number 5, the Dallas Wings. At number 3, the Golden State Valkyries, the Valks. At number 2, the Las Vegas Aces, the Champs. At number 1 again, Nafisa Collier, she's back, by the way, and the Minnesota Lynx. There's a big rumor she may be traded, by the way, because her contract might be a little too much for the Lynx.
Ooh.
And MLS rankings are back for the first time since the World Cup. Number 10, Dallas. Number 9, New York City. At number 8, the Houston Dynamo. At number 7, Chicago. At number 6, the Rebs, the New England Revolution. At number 5, the San Jose Earthquakes. Number 4, LAFC. At number 3, Vancouver. Number 2, the reigning champs, Inter Miami. They took my breath away.
Yeah.
And at number 1, Nashville.
All right, Dog. Almost time for the lightning round, my favorite. And we've got some housekeeping. But before that, hit the bet heads with your parlay. What you got for a parlay this weekend?
This Sunday, It's the Guardians. It's the Snakes. Guardians, Diamondbacks, of course. My parlay, I've got Jose Ramirez and Travis Bazzana on Sunday hitting a home run and a double each. That's my parlay. Book it.
Okay. My parlay, I'm going to do some Monday baseball. I'm going to pick the Natties, the Cards, and the Buccos all to win on Monday.
Write that down because there could be rain. So
Heard that. So keep an eye on the weather there, bet heads. But Natties, Cards, and Buccos for me for my parlay of the week. J-Dog, hit him with the housekeeping real quick.
We're usually the pregame before it. Not the case since the Sox are on the West Coast, right? 8:10 pregame against the Los Angeles Dodgers, the champs, with a 9:10 first pitch. Then Sunday, 6:20 pregame, 7:20 first pitch, since that's going to be the Sunday night baseball game on NBC and Peacock. And also, folks, don't forget on the playback, we already launched it at noon earlier today. The main event of night one of WWE SummerSlam to get you ready for SummerSlam in Minnesota this weekend. Last year was the first of the two-night event. The night one was the Ring General Gunther. He was the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. He was putting his title on the line against CM Punk. That's on Saturday at noon. And then on Sunday at noon, it is John Cena versus the phenomenal AJ Styles from 2016's WWE SummerSlam. So catch that. That's at noon on the playback under the Bet This Umbrella of the Pulse Podcast Network. They'll have a schedule for you for the month of August. And then also, Siege, we'll talk about what's going on next week as well. I got some interesting stuff going on.
Ooh, very excited. And we'll tease some more of our upcoming show as well next week, plus the Insider coming up. But right now, it's my favorite segment, J-Dog. I hope you're ready. Cover your ears, because it's the Lightning.
So tell me when you're going to do it.
The lightning round, bet heads, the audio file, I can see it from here, looks absolutely crazy.
Exploded.
Yeah.
That audio file got
jacked up.
There you go.
It is the lightning round. We're going to just make some quick selections on MLB.
Yep.
We can potentially do some of those late weekend WNBA, and then we got MLS for the weekend. So let's fly through it. Let me grab my pen real quick, J-Dog.
Yep.
All right.
Saturday slate for Major League Baseball.
Saturday slate.
Yep.
Starting off with the Cards at the Blue Jays, the Bird Battle. Who you got?
Cards.
The Cards, heard. The White Sox at the Rays.
Rays,
heard. The Marlins at the Mets.
Marlins,
heard. Twins at Seattle.
Twins.
We've got the Buccos at the Reds.
I've got the Buccos.
Heard that. Phils at the O's.
The Phils, rematch of the 1983 World Series, by the way.
Rangers at Houston.
Ooh, Houston. They're back.
D-backs at the Guards.
Cleveland.
We've got the Nats at the Braves.
Natties.
Yanks at the Cubs.
Cubbies.
We've got the Royals at the Rockies.
Ooh, yikes. I'll take Rockies.
Heard that, Colorado. Giants at San Diego.
Giants.
Red Sox at Dodgers.
You pick them.
Red Sox. Milwaukee at the Halos. We're going to do Brew Crew, bet against the Angels.
Yep, battle.
And then the Tigers versus the A's of Nowhere. Who you got?
A's of Nowhere.
A's of Nowhere on the West Coast. Heard that? That is our Saturday slate. We're not going to do Sunday because we don't have a ton of time. Where is the MLS? Let's get into
some matches. Here we go.
The MLS matches of the weekend.
All-Star game already happened for them, by the way.
Ooh.
Yep.
All right, so here we go. We got Montreal at the Revs.
Montreal,
heard. This is all Saturday at like tonight at 7:30, by the way. No Sunday matches. So Montreal, heard. They're hosting New England,
yes,
by the way.
Yep.
DC United hosting Nashville.
Nashville,
heard. San Diego at Cincinnati.
San Diego.
We have Columbus, Inter Miami.
Oh, I got to take Inter Miami.
Heard that, Miami. Atlanta at Philly.
Philly.
We have Red Bull hosting Orlando.
Orlando City.
We've got LAFC at Vancouver.
Ooh, that's a good one. I'm going to take Vancouver.
Heard that. We have Charlotte at Chicago. Fire.
I'll take the Chicago Fire.
Heard that. We've got San Diego at Minnesota.
I'll take San Diego.
We have Sporting KC hosting Houston Dynamo.
I'll take the Houston Dynamo.
We have St. Louis hosting Real Salt Lake.
I will take St. Louis. They're on the come up.
Heard that. Atlanta FC at Colorado Rapids.
We
have FC Dallas at LA Galaxy.
That's a good one. I'll take LA Galaxy.
Ooh, okay. And then the final matchup of the night is Seattle Sounders at the Portland Timbers. I feel like they play all the time.
They do, and it's a great rivalry.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to take the Portland Timbers in this one.
Heard that. That is it, Bet Heads. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget, check us out on our social media. Bet This Pod on Insta. Bet This P on X.
Wrestling poll comes out Monday on Bet This P on X, by the way, at 10 a.m.
Thank you, J-Dog.
Yep. Boxing
And
poll.
Stay tuned for all of your sports betting content, your sports content. We got it all right here. And make sure, if you're going to bet
this.
And we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Bet This is for entertainment purposes only. Always gamble responsibly and never wager more than you can afford to lose. Our advice is not a guarantee of success. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, help is available. Call the National Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-522-4700 or visit ncpgambling.org for resources.